What's up? So we begin this week by inspecting the back of my Jeep again after being rear-ended this weekend. Just a little bump in a parking lot, but anyway, no damage. Everything was cool. It was super sketch. It was a hit and run deal. So this morning I ordered a dash cam setup because you might not think about it, but when you are driving one of these, then there's the whole possibility of like somebody pulling out in front of you. Also somebody brake checking you on purpose, sketchy stuff like that. And I was like, since it happened once and I don't want it to happen with this, or I at least want documentation if it does, it's time for a dash cam. So I'm going to get one that I can swap between them because we don't drive them at the same time, obviously. So anyway, crazy stuff. So on this week's agenda, I think one of the things I want to try to do, I haven't totally talked to her about this yet, but I think I want to see if Leslie can wind a pickup. So we'll see what happens with that. So the other thing I want to talk about too is this past Monday, you saw the video about floating the tremolo on this here Strat. Besides some pickup stuff coming, that's pretty much it for the series on the upgrade stuff because the electronics was really it. You haven't seen all the videos yet. I think there's a couple more coming, and then obviously there's going to be a bunch of pickup demos because I've got single in here, single hum one to do, 2 P90s, 2 humbuckers, 2 humbucker size P90s. So we got a bunch of like pickup demos to come. But as far as Strat how-tos, let me know in the comments what you want to see about Strat how-to stuff. It could be wiring, it could be other stuff, whatever. Let me know. We could do some alternative wiring stuff or whatever. Just let me know in the comments because, I'm not done with it. I still got cool stuff to do. I just want to know what you want to see. Strat upgrades are a thing. So here's our little computer center. So this is my main editing machine that I use to edit these videos with. This is our 4G internet right here. This is our Wi-Fi booster, or not our Wi-Fi booster, but our cell booster. So this is cellular 4G. So this is our antenna for it, and there's an antenna on the outside. I don't like the Wi-Fi network that comes in here. So I added a Google Puck because they're Google, that Wi-Fi thing. If you've ever needed one for your house, these things are awesome. And then this is just the Wi-Fi antenna for the computer. So anyway, it's just a bunch of ways to get cancer, I guess. But anyway, that's where all the internets come in. The problem is that, well, I'll explain the problem in a minute. Okay, so the problem is, let's just say that these RV parks don't have the most stable power. I don't know if it's load. I don't know if it's just the quality of the wiring and stuff. Probably a combination of both. Anyway, so we get brownouts all the time. And what happens is the power cuts and I have a transfer switch that switches over to the generator. But my coach is old enough where we don't have like an auto turn on thing, so it doesn't automatically turn the generator on, which means that our internet cuts out every time the power drops. Leslie ends up losing work because her business, what she does for a living is 100% online. Like she's online right now. Like I'm not, like I'm doing stuff and then uploading stuff, but she's online 40 hours a week. So she's in the middle of something, power cuts out, boom, she loses everything. She might have like 9 windows open. So we went ahead and bought a UPS for the motorhome. I got like a pretty decent one. Full sine wave, obviously, and I got as good a one as I could reasonably afford, and I think it'll work awesome. With my computer running and everything on there running, it's only at like 5% of capacity, so 10% of capacity, so that's cool. And yeah, man, I dig it. It gives us like 60 minutes or 80 minutes, depending on what we have running, of run time. At least that gives us time to start the generator, to change over to whatever, and Leslie won't lose work and I won't lose work. So it's pretty cool. And then the other thing that happened this week is that I got rear-ended in a mall parking lot. I was like, I would at least like documentation of something if something weird happens. So we bought the Garmin. I'll put a link to it. I bought a Garmin. We can put it in the Jeep when we're using the Jeep. We can put it in the motorhome when we're using the motorhome. And hopefully you never need it. And now that I have a UPS in the motorhome, the power will probably never go out. And now that I have a dash cam in the Jeep and in the motorhome, no one will ever cut it in front of me. But hey man, I'll take it. Okay, now to some fun stuff. Okay, so this is something I've been wanting to do for a long time. And, well, we taught somebody how to wind pickups when we were in Denver. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, well, why don't you know how to wind pickups? So we're going to set Leslie down at the pickup winder and see if she can do it. I'm sure she can. It's the most famous pickup winder in all of the world is Abigail Ibarra. So maybe you're the next her. We'll see. Okay, so let's do it. I have a bobbin set up on the winder and I already checked the limits and stuff. And I mean, you've been around this enough to know the throttle is over here and you do it with your right hand on this winder. So basically all I do is I just use my thumb and my forefinger to tension it. And you can go super, super slow. So basically I put my, I don't actually know how I do it if I'm sitting here telling you. I set my hand against it and I just use my thumb and my forefinger to give it some tension. Mm-hmm. And then just use the speed knob and you can start out as slow as you want. Don't worry about winds per layer or nothing technical. Just like sit down and run some wire through your fingers. If you break it, don't worry about it. We'll just wrap it around. Like this isn't anything. This is just, now I made it to where if it becomes a real pickup that actually works, that will be cool. But if it doesn't, that's fine too. And we'll just re-wrap it around and you can just run some wire through your fingers and see, how comfortable you are with it. So let's do it. And this is basically, you just set the wire between your feet like mm-hmm. that, and use that hand mm-hmm. more or less to do exactly that. Mm-hmm. When I do it, I use the table, but me and depth perception. So I use the table to kind of like exactly. So just give it a little tiny bit of volume control over there on the speed, and you'll start to feel it go through your fingers. Mm-hmm. And all you're really trying to do at this point is just make sure that it's even going across and you don't have any like lumps in it or anything. See how as it builds up, mm-hmm. you could get a big lump on one side and nothing on the other, mm-hmm. right? So typically, and we're going to bleep this out because I don't tell the public, but typically I go for about winds per layer. But it's happening. You're doing it. Go ahead and stop.
How? Just slow it down?
Yep. That looks really good. Yeah. Keep going. And just keep going as fast. And don't crank it because, obviously you can feel, let me ask you the question instead of assuming. Can you feel the fact that you are manually tensioning it with your hand? Mm-hmm. Okay. So as you get more comfortable and speed up, then you will have to adjust how you hold your right hand to make up for the tension.
I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing otherwise. Just sitting here?
Just sitting here. Now you know why I listen to so many podcasts. It's literally this boring. What's so funny is people on YouTube are like, we want to watch you make a pickup. We want to watch you make a pickup. And
I feel like I should have a callus or something.
I think I probably do. I think
because it's hot now. Like I can feel it getting warmer.
Okay, so we probably let go a little. That's probably a lot of tension.
Oh. Oh, that feels uncomfortable.
Starts wiggling around too much like you're going to break it, huh?
How does it break? What makes it break?
When it starts flapping around too much. So that's...
Which means not enough tension?
Yeah. So that's like the whole trick is getting that feel of what that tension is. There's just a balance between it. The faster you go, the easier it is to keep the tension because it going on there is actually part of keeping the tension.
Mm-hmm.
But also your hand, it's just that balance between the speed and how tight you hold it. How many winds are you at right now?
2,500. What's normal?
Again, I'll bleep this out, but this pickup will go to...
I can see the edge too, like it's blurry, but you can see when it's uneven, like.
Mm-hmm.
So I know where I need to go back and like, oh yeah, put somewhere right here.
Mm-hmm. And as you get better at it, and as you just have more practice at it, you'll literally be able to lay it across there back and forth in a nice smooth rate that you won't have to go back and fix a spot. Mm-hmm. Unless you're listening to a really good podcast and like forget what
Get distracted.
Yeah. Well, there it is. I mean, we can't sell it, but I'm gonna definitely use it in one of our demo rigs because she made a good pickup. Just the last few winds, cleaned it up a little bit, and it's not probably something I'll put on the website or sell or anything, but we went ahead and wrote her name on the cover. So even one of our demo rigs will know this is the one, Leslie's first pickup. Pretty awesome. And probably not the last one. People always ask me why pickups cost so much. Well, that's why. It's the time. It's not the half hour that it takes to make the pickup. It's the literally thousands of hours accumulated to get to the point where I send you a pickup. This is years and years of learning. On one hand, I will tell you anybody can do it. You can go get the stuff and you can go do it. And I would encourage you to try to do it. I would encourage anybody to. I'm not one of those, I'm like scared for my business if you go get parts and try to build it yourself. I'm not like that. I think you should try to do it. However, most people won't, and it's difficult. It is not easy to get something that's good and consistent from pickup to pickup over hundreds of them. So anyway, it's an interesting, fun thing. Hopefully she gets really good at it. I would love for her to be the next Abby Ibarra. I would love for her to be, and she has such a, Leslie's like good at everything. So I'm kind of hoping that if she will want to do this and stick with helping me, that it'll be awesome. And pretty soon she'll be making pickups right alongside me because it's getting to that point. So it's kind of cool. Anyway, make sure you check out the membership button down there because most videos, except for vlogs, everybody's already seen. So for like a week on YouTube. Also, this Sunday, I don't normally put these in the vlogs, but this Sunday is our Patreon hangout. Make sure you check that out. That's really going to be fun, especially this month. They're just getting better and better all the time. So make sure you check out that. And when you do those Patreon hangouts, you get access to all the other stuff. So literally there's like 25 hours of video or something. Like you could binge for hours and hours and hours and hours for free once you enroll in the one thing. The other thing too, I have been terrible about plugging for myself is Instagram. Please go to Instagram at Dylan Talks Tone and follow it. It's just, I forget about it. The reason Instagram's cool is because we do a lot of stuff over there. Like yesterday, I've been doing kind of funny stuff like making an extra set of pickups and then posting it on Instagram, and they don't last very long. We make everything to order, so it takes like 2 weeks to get it. But lately I've been like throwing an extra pickup on the winder, every day and making something extra. So there might be like a spot sale going on over there, or there might be something going on over there. So check it out. And also some of the other stuff that we're doing over there, and my photography, and some other stuff too. It's probably like 85% guitar related, but there's also some other stuff over there too. So check out Instagram at Dylan Talks Tone, and Twitter at Dylan Talks Tone. Thanks for hanging out, and we will see you Tuesday with another very cool video about carbon fiber.